Hey, what's up, everybody? I want to welcome you to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Daily Recap, where we give you a recap of all of the hot topics that we covered that day. You can catch them in their long format and also catch it fully streaming for free on Apple Podcasts. Yesterday, we reacted to some comments that sent me into a rage. And it was comments that was made by Stephen A. Smith on a recent sit down that he had on the Chris Cuomo show. He was up there talking about a range of things. But one of the things he was talking about was the Jeffrey Epstein situation that's taking place right now. For those of you who have been living under a rock, let me just catch you up quickly. The United States government said that they were going to release the Epstein files. Now, why did people want this list or this file to be released? Because this file contained some of the names of the most powerful people in the world who were trafficking little children and doing things that I refuse to even speak on this platform. That grotesque. And people wanted these people brought to justice because these are the global elites. And children should not be taken advantage of the way they've been taken advantage of. As we speak, Jeffrey Epstein's co-conspirator, Ghislaine Maxwell, is sitting in prison. And by the way, we got a major update saying Ghislaine Maxwell to tell the truth about Epstein client list before Congress. Bombshell details emerge. We'll have to see if there's any truth to that. So she's sitting in jail, right? And you have hundreds of victims who were victimized on Epstein Island. The government said, Pam Bondi said, that the files were on her table. She was going to review them to release them. Donald Trump had promised he would release them. And then all of a sudden, they did this about face. All of a sudden, there's nobody on the list. There's no one on the list. And then people, especially Trump supporters, started saying, well, wait a minute here. We have a serious problem because you lot are lying. You're lying. And you've been caught on camera lying. So MAGA and Trump supporters have gone into an uproar, right? So keep that thought to the left. Stephen A. Smith then goes on the Chris Cuomo show and goes on there to say things that I personally believe that he should be fired for. But we're going to get to his comments in a moment. Then it made me realize that one of his biggest adversaries in sports media, Kyrie Irving, recently made some comments about him. Kyrie Irving was recently having a sit down where he said that he believes Stephen A. Smith doesn't deserve his $100 million contract. For those of you who didn't listen to what Kyrie had to say, take a listen to Kyrie Irving here explaining why Stephen A. Smith doesn't deserve a $100 million contract. Take a listen to that there.
Like, shout out Stephen A. Smith. He got his big contract and everybody knows what it is now, right? Mm-hmm. So it is one of those things where, like, public figures, they're all getting exposed. So cool, fine. If it's a fair playing field, it's a fair playing field. Okay. That's the only thing I would ask.
I feel you, man. Because I'm going to discuss his contract. I'm going to discuss Stephen A.'s contract, and I'm going to say, I don't think you're worth it. Now, that may be controversial, right? Obviously, Stephen A., this is just for somebody might try to clip that up. Watch the whole clip. I'm saying if I were the one to say that, right. Yo, you don't deserve your contract.
Right.
You didn't show up to work.
We should have second take. Does he deserve a max deal?
Does Stephen A. deserve a max deal? Yeah.
Excellent. So you heard what Kyrie said. Now here's how all of this ties in together. Kyrie Irving made those comments before Stephen A. Smith said what he said on the Chris Cuomo show, I believe just 2 days ago. So for those of you who didn't hear what this Joker clown Stephen A. Smith had to say about the Jeffrey Epstein list and people that are pissed off about it, take a listen to what he had to say here, and I'm going to come back and really get into the show. Take a listen to Stephen A. Smith here.
Fair enough. But when we go to the Epstein, the quote-unquote Epstein file, I'm going to tell you what jumps out in my mind, because I'm with you in this regard. We can't rule it out, but we can't definitively say it existed either, because we don't know. And because we don't know, it's irresponsible to say there must be a list, there must be a list. You can say what you believe, you can say what you're suspicious of, but you can't sit up there and speak in definitive terms when you don't have that level of evidence. That's number two. Number three, here's the big thing for me. The far right is actually, they don't realize this, they're making Trump look better and better every day. Think about this. We've got the war with Ukraine and Russia. We've got the whole Israeli-Palestinian situation, Hamas, Hezbollah, even though that's been relatively crushed and what have you. We see all of this stuff going on. You got tariff wars. You've got, purportedly the imminent presence of inflation and all of this stuff, or recession. Everybody talks about these things, okay? You see what's going on with ICE. You see what's going on with our border issues and what have you. And Trump, no matter what you may think about him, if you are on the right, you could not ask for better than what he has done, because what he has done is what they have said they wanted and have been trying to get done for years. And even they admit that he's doing their bidding, yet they're in an uproar because the Department of Justice said there's no client list and the Epstein files case is closed. Really? I mean, I'm wondering I got to talk to Steve Bannon. I got to talk to him. I got to talk to some of these people, the Tucker Carlsons of the world and everybody else, going crazy over the Epstein client list. Mm-hmm. That's what you're concerned about?
Excellent. So you heard what Stephen A. Smith had to say. I can't even put into words how bad this is. I can't verbalize it. Just how bad this is. I have been saying on this platform for what seems like years now, but really months, that Stephen A. Smith, anybody that takes anything serious in terms of Stephen A.'s political views, these guys are even bigger jokers than him. Stephen A. Smith doesn't know a bloody thing about politics. Half of the time, he doesn't know what he's talking about. And he says it himself. I'm not qualified to talk about these issues. But nevertheless, he still goes out there and does so. That's the first thing. The second thing, and I've always said this, and I believe this, Stephen A. Smith is a grifter. Stephen A. Smith has been a Democrat his entire political life, or every time we've heard him talk. But now all of a sudden, he has all of these right-wing conservative views. He's even flirted with the idea for running for president. And I'm like, you guys cannot be serious. You can't be serious. Because if Stephen A. Smith was going to run for office, what party would you represent, Stephen A. Smith? Because every time you cut on a mic, all you do is trash the Democrats and the left. So I'm confused. You're trashing the left. And then what? Are you going to run as a Democrat and expect Democrats to vote for you? I'm confused. But then you're trying to couch yourself as, oh, I'm an independent. But all of your rhetoric is always conservative and right-leaning. Hence the reason I call him a grifter. So this is what happened in this sound before we break down just how bad what this guy just said is. Smith said that those of you out there, you cannot definitively say a list exists, but you can't definitively say a list doesn't exist, which proves the fact that he has zero clue of what he is talking about. Zero. Stephen A. Smith, a list exists. If a list didn't exist, how are there victims? Why is Ghislaine Maxwell sitting in prison? Because if a list doesn't exist, then nothing occurred, right? But you just said you can't definitively say a list exists or it doesn't. Bro, what the are you talking about? What in the bloody hell are you talking about? That's the first thing. The second thing is this, and this is where he got it wrong. You see, Stephen A. Smith is a grifter. He's grifting. And what happened was he didn't realize that the sentiment had shifted. He didn't realize that Trump voters are pissed off at him. They are turning on him by the minute. Just punch it up. Every 30 minutes to an hour, a new Trump supporter is creating some content demanding answers from the government. Demanding answers from the government because this thing, they're not going to let it go. Dan Bongino, who's the deputy director of the FBI, is threatening to resign on principle over this matter. Over this matter. He is saying that he may step down from his position. But you got clowns out here like Stephen A. Smith trying to make light of it. So the first thing was, because he's a grifter, he didn't realize that the mood has shifted. That what you're saying now is wrong. The second issue of what he's saying is he's trying to make this a partisan issue. It's not a partisan issue, bro. This isn't a Republican, Democrat issue. No, it's not. This is an issue where Americans are not okay with children being trafficked and taken advantage of, regardless of who is in office. And for you to try to make it a partisan issue means you are clueless to what is really going on. They paid this dude $100 million. Stephen A. Smith, who gave you that $100 million? Because you seem really quick to defend these people. You're there asking the question, why are people in uproar over this? I mean, look at all the other stuff that Trump is doing. Why are people so mad about this? I'm going out to go enjoy my Sunday. Really? Really? We're talking about kids that were trafficked, bro. And you're wondering why people are pissed off? I'm a father. I'm pissed off. There are people that are not parents that are pissed off. Children are off limits. And for you to try to make light of that as you grift along, I think it's a fireable offense. If it was me, I would have fired him immediately. Stephen A. Smith has been suspended for less. For less. And if he doesn't get suspended, we're going to be asking some questions. Because I thought Disney was all about, protecting, the making sure that their product is kid friendly and all of that stuff. But then you let a joker like this go out there and make light of the Epstein situation and ask people, why y'all making such a big deal out of it? I mean, I don't see what the big deal is. Really? This is the dude y'all listen to get some political perspective from? This dude? What's Stephen A's position on anything? I said it yesterday in a live. If a chimpanzee had won the presidency, he would be handing out bananas. If a dog won the presidency, he would be handing out bones. He's a grifter. He's grifting to the right because they're the only ones that will give him a platform. Nobody serious on the left is taking Stephen A. Smith seriously. Nobody. He thinks this is a part of, Trump supporters, why are you mad at him? It's an American thing. It's us versus the elite, which some of us are beginning to wonder where your allegiance lies. Well, we already know because you said it. Every morning I wake up in the morning. We know. What's your goal in life? To make my bosses some money. That's your goal. Imagine a man, his goal is to make another man money. He's not even thinking for himself. He's thinking for the other guy. He's not even saying, let me create value so therefore I can go do bigger. No. His own is let me think about my bosses. But what are your bosses going to say about this? Stephen A. Smith is getting destroyed all over the internet. All over the internet for these grotesque comments. People are destroying him. One account, we want to show it to you. Shadow of Ezra says, Stephen A. Smith says he couldn't care less about the Epstein client list and claims most Americans feel the same. He says Epstein clients who were bleep don't affect him at all because he's too busy living his own life. This jackass. Let's continue on. Smith admits he's baffled by the public obsession with the Epstein client list and doesn't understand why it matters so much to people. Smith works for ESPN, a network owned by Disney. Just go through the comments. This post has 1.8 million views. This guy should be fired. You cannot have Epstein apologists on television. People that make light of situations like this. This isn't the first time he's put his ass in his mouth. This ain't the first time. He's done it to Shohei Ohtani. He's made some comments against women. He's made some comments against Nigerians. People still forgave all of that nonsense. But this one, we draw the line, bro. How are you up there laughing? I mean, people are making a big deal out of it. For MAGA to be flipping on Trump, it speaks volumes. And if you heard the president, how he was defending it, it's like, well, wait a minute. Why does this mean so much to you? Stephen A. Smith, you said there's no list. There was nobody. The president admitted as much. He said it. You know, this was before he took office, years ago. You know, man, if I'm Clinton, I'd be worried with this stuff on Epstein's island and Prince Andrew or whatever it was. Then the president said he doesn't know him, and then they have pictures of them showing each other hanging out. So even the president said there's a list, but here you come. And the part that kills me is that this guy's supposed to be keeping us updated what's going on in the world of news. He doesn't even know that Pam Bondi, the attorney general, said that they're a list and they're going to release it, and then turned around and said there's nobody on the list. He don't even know that. He don't even know that. But in his mind, this is just an ancillary situation. I mean, why does it matter so much? It's not a big deal. I mean, come on, it's not a big deal. Go ask the MAGA supporters if they think it's a big deal. Go ask Americans if they think it's a big deal. Bro, it's a big deal. It's a bloody big deal. And it overshadows every other thing the president has done because kids are off limits, my friend. Their innocence cannot be taken for granted. But here you got Stephen A. Smith, Mr. Loudmouth, running his mouth. Half of the time, doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. I want to see all of the people that are going to bend themselves into pretzels to defend this joker, because that's exactly what I hope he see this. You are a joker. I hope he see your 100 million. You still a sucker with that 100 million. 100 million don't make you a real nigga. You still a sucker to me. So you guys know we've been keeping you all updated with everything that comes out, the play-by-play with this situation surrounding LeBron James. We've reported on various things about how he's not happy with the way the Lakers are dealing with this transitional period. Recently, he was at a Summer League game. They asked him to talk. He said he refuses to talk. He has nothing to talk about. And then subsequently after that, we heard that 4 teams were interested in trading for LeBron James. And then yesterday, we got the teams. It was the Mavericks, the Cavs, the Warriors, and the Clippers, apparently. We did a show about that, right? So everyone is out here speculating, wondering what's going to happen next with LeBron James. So this morning, I was just going through the internet looking for what to discuss. And I came across a pretty interesting report with the following headline saying, Rich Paul says NBA media shouldn't be criticized for LeBron James trade rumors. It's not for us to rebuttal. And I'm like, okay. This is interesting here. One, because LeBron had scolded people who tried to say, "Oh, is he looking at going to the Cavs?" After he took the picture with the a Cav player in their practice facility. So now to hear his agent say, "No, people shouldn't be scolded for that. You know, everybody shall be allowed to have their opinion." I'm like, okay, this is interesting. Okay, so let's continue on with the article. It says LeBron James' exit from the Lakers has now become a question of when, not if. After recent updates on James's strained relationship with the Lakers front office, several trade rumors have also followed. Most recently, 4 teams reportedly contacted the Lakers to discuss a trade for James. Rich Paul, James' agent, was questioned by several media personnel about what James plans to do. Some reports claim that his camp denies all rumors of any extension or exit. After triggering trade rumors with his own words, Paul went on SiriusXM radio and said that while James is focused on what the media is saying, it's not focused on what the media is saying. He respects what certain analysts and experts are saying about him. Now listen to this. There's so many voices in today's game, like media and things like that, and everybody has a job to do. For us, let those people do their jobs. It's not for us to rebuttal or give any clarity on what's said and what's not said. That's not the focus. The focus is, hey, man, enjoy your summer. You can't dispel everything someone has to say, and you've been around this team long enough. There's never been the expectation on anyone like it's been on him. You can't do out here and try to prove everyone wrong or wanting to make sure everyone is right. Critique is critique. Continues on. Everyone's journey is different. The success that some and the so-called failure of others, I know how hard it is to get to the NBA. I know how hard it is to stay in the NBA. I know how hard it is to have consistency while being in the NBA. It's easy for us to critique sitting behind these microphones. But the respect level for all of these guys playing, and I know the respect for someone at LeBron's level and his tenure and all the things he's accomplished. Again, you can't buy those things, trade rumors, buy into those things, trade rumors. People are doing their job. So we understand, and he understands that. I think how we do things is what my focus is. So you heard what LeBron's agent, Rich Paul, had to say. Essentially, what he's saying is that he's not going to buy into or try to correct people who may be inferring one thing or the other. Oh, this is happening, that's happening. He's going to go here. He's not going to. Their job is not to go out there and refute all of these comments, right? As I said at the beginning of the show, however, LeBron has done that. He has scolded people who try to look too far into things, like the picture he took at the Cavs practice facility. I also believe that he's saying that ultimately only they know what the real situation is. Ultimately, only they know. Only they know what they're going to do. And as things stands with the Lakers, if nothing changes, LeBron James is going to be a Laker. That being said, however, I do believe that these guys are trying to shake the trees to see what comes out of the tree, what falls out of those trees. The reason I say that is because first it went from there's no way LeBron James is getting traded. Then all of a sudden, all of these various reports start coming out. Like one of them, the Lakers, when they were about to sell the team, they informed Luka. They did not inform LeBron James. Recently, they held a meeting about the team's future and the direction. Luka Doncic was invited. LeBron was not invited. You're hearing all these various reports, and then all of a sudden, we get on Bleacher Report 2 days ago that 4 teams have contacted Rich Paul about trading for LeBron. Well, how else would Dave McMenamin know that if he wasn't told that by Rich Paul or one of the people that are close to Rich Paul? Then after that, yesterday, we then get the news that the 4 teams are the Mavs, Cavs, Clippers, and Warriors, right? Well, this is coming from them. Now, they're putting it out there. They're not going to clarify what's real and what's fake. Out of those teams, I mean, I guess there could be some truth to it. The Cavs, they can't trade they can't trade because they're in the second apron, so they can't trade for him. The remaining teams, they could trade, or LeBron can go there. LeBron can go to the Cavs in a buyout. But the other 3 teams, it would have to be a trade. And are they willing to make a trade like that? We will have to see. The Clippers one is very intriguing. I'm like, okay, who would they trade? For sure, it'd either be Kawhi Leonard or James Harden. We'll have to see that. Most likely Kawhi Leonard. Because he's the one that has the closest contract in terms of salary. He's earning $50 million. LeBron is earning 50.2. So we'd have to see that situation there. But Rich Paul is just basically saying, hey, man, I'm going to allow you guys to keep chasing your tails. You guys can run behind every single report. And we're going to do our thing. We're not going to be out here fighting with people. And I think that they want the chatter out there. They want people talking about it. They want people speculating. What's LeBron going to do? Is he going to go here? Is he going to go over there? Now, me personally, I don't think LeBron is going to be a Laker by the beginning of training camp. I'd be shocked. Based on what's happening now, I'd be pretty surprised to see if LeBron James is a Laker this season. But hey, LeBron fans are pissed. They are really pissed off at the Los Angeles Lakers because the Lakers are throwing LeBron out of the building the way Uncle Phil used to throw Jazz out the window, man, out the front door in Fresh. But they throwing him out the damn window, bro. I could not have seen this coming. Given all of the concessions that the Lakers have made over LeBron's 7 years with them, I am surprised to see this about face. And one can only begin to surmise that maybe it's a new ownership group that are saying, no, enough is enough, right? But there's a group of LeBron fans out there that feel like the Lakers are trying to and have been trying to sabotage LeBron James to protect Kobe Bryant's legacy. And I think that this is something that we need to address in today's show because the delusion needs to stop, okay? First of all, there's nothing that LeBron can do, and there's nothing that he has done that would affect Kobe Bryant's legacy as a Laker. Kobe Bryant is the king of LA, bro. He's that dude. He's probably their most cherished athlete that ever played in Los Angeles. You got Magic Johnson, but people in LA don't play with Kobe Bryant, bro. They don't play with him. They don't play with that dude. So for you to feel like an outsider like LeBron would come into LA and start doing things, and now somehow the town's sentiment would change towards Kobe, you're insane. What did they write on Kobe's statue? One of his 3 statues in front of Staples? The man that builds Staples Center. So how can LeBron come in and have any effect? All of these moves. And Rob Pelinka is trying to sabotage you? Okay, LeBron fans, if Rob and the Lakers are trying to sabotage LeBron, what have they done that would make you feel that? What haven't they done that you want it to happen that would make you feel this way? What's the thing? They didn't draft Michael Jordan? Who's left? They didn't bring Kareem Abdul-Jabbar back? Like, what's the thing that you guys wanted to happen that didn't happen? Let me expose the lies from these guys. The fact of the matter is this. All of these LeBron zealots and twerking ass LeBron supporters who pour honey all over each other's ankles every night and rub them before they go to sleep. Every single season going to the playoffs for the last 3 years, they have always picked the Lakers to win the championship. The year they made it to the Western Conference Finals, they thought they were going to win the championship. The year after they lost to the Denver Nuggets in round 1, what was everybody saying, please? Oh, all the Lakers have to do is avoid Denver, but everybody else, they can beat them. If all they got to do is avoid that, LeBron fans were twerking it up because they thought he was going to win. They get to the first round, what happens? Denver knocks him out. The team was good enough to win. When they lose, they have nobody. Last year, what happens? They trade for Luka Doncic. LeBron fans were up there twerking it up, hollering and screaming, talking about, oh, man, we're going to win. They get to the first round. They finally got the Minnesota Timberwolves. Do I need to jog your memory? Certified, verified, galvanized, Lakers in 5. You remember Lakers in 5? Y'all remember Lakers in 5? Y'all remember that, right? Lakers in 5. You then lose again. LeBron has 27 minutes of fourth quarters in that series where he doesn't score a bloody point. Go look at his plus minus in that series. Go look at it. And at the end of all of that, he fails again. Now the new one is they're trying to sabotage LeBron for Kobe. Because what? LeBron wanted them to perform magic tricks this summer. Well, Laker fans, let me ask you all a question. LeBron took the full money. What else was he supposed to do? The Lakers supposed to do? Who were they supposed to go get? They're supposed to go get Jaren Jackson Jr. and pay him $5 a month to come play with LeBron James? I'm confused. If you guys think LeBron could have done anything to affect Kobe's legacy in LA, you're dreaming. Wrong team, wrong franchise, wrong player. Wrong team, wrong franchise, wrong player. It's impossible. There's nothing he could have done. Nothing. Absolutely, positively nothing. Because they saw Kobe. Maybe we need to jog your memory. But when LeBron first became a Laker and LA was not feeling him, who was the one that had to call down the city and be like, nah, he one of us now? Was it not Kobe Bryant that went out there and put out that tweet to basically say, Laker Nation, accept him? And you feel you had a chance to go into that city and into that organization and threaten his legacy? Are you even serious? Are you even serious? One could make an argument. You're tarnishing the Laker brand. The Lakers have been the #1 premier clown show in the NBA for the last 4 seasons. It's not even a question. The Lakers, they hit rock bottom when they won the in-season banner and hung it up. That's when you knew they hit rock bottom. Some people are making an argument that you have been ruining the team by your mere presence on the roster. Knock it off with this thing of robbing them and trying to... Bro, they did everything for you. By the fact that Bronny's on that roster is enough reason for you to shut the hell up. Because that ain't no basketball decision. They just threw away a roster spot to make him happy. But y'all gonna turn around and be like, oh, man, the Lakers, they're trying to protect Kobe Bryant's leg. Man, please. Go tell that to the birds. There's nothing LeBron could have done in L.A. to make LA switch up on him and say, now there's nothing. You don't just just do that. I rest my case. So, as you guys know, the number one story right now in the NBA is this LeBron trade. It seems like we're become one of probably the number one source right now for people that want to know what's happening with LeBron and whether or not he's going to be a Laker or not. I personally believe that a part of it has to do with people wanting to know what the hell is going on because they want to get some updates. I also think that it's some Laker fans that have been in recess that have been like, well, this could be an opportunity for us to start rooting for the team. I told you guys I've been a Laker fan. That's the only team I really supported. And later on started supporting the Clippers because my favorite player, Kawhi Leonard, played with him. But I supported the Lakers for almost 15, 16 years, right? But the minute they went after LeBron, I'm like, okay, I can't support them. But now, when Laker fans are beginning to see, oh, wait a minute, this is LeBron's last year with the Lakers because this is his last year with the Lakers. That is a fact. LeBron is not going to be a Laker beyond this season. Now, whether he's traded before the season starts, that's another thing. But this is his last year because they didn't offer him a contract extension. And there's been all this kind of conversation out there, right? We've done some shows reporting on some things that like websites like Sideline Sources have said, where LeBron doesn't like the way the Lakers are handling the situation. He felt like the transition from him to Luka could have been done with a little bit more nuance. When they were making the sale of the team, they didn't inform him. Recently, they had a meeting about the direction of the team. LeBron wasn't a part of it. So you have all of these things going on. So this morning, I was just kind of going through the internet here, looking for what to discuss. And I came across a post from NBA TV. It says this: I will say he doesn't have any leverage because it's now Luka Doncic's team now. Sean Powell on LeBron James and the Lakers. So I then slid over to see what he had to say. And essentially what this gentleman is saying is that LeBron and his camp, and maybe even his followers, seem to be going through some illusion or delusion that they feel like he has this leverage and he's still important to the Lakers, when in reality, he's not really important anymore. And I'm like, this would be a tough pill for these guys to swallow, but let me hand you that glass of water. Okay, so what we want to do is we're going to play what this gentleman had to say. It's only about a minute or so clip. I want you guys to listen to it in its entirety, and then I'm going to come back and react to his comments. Take a listen to what he had to say here.
Okay. What do you read into those comments there?
Well, first of all, if you went to Steph Curry and say, hey, Steph, do you want to stay with the Warriors? He'd say, are you kidding me? Yeah. The same with Jokic and Shea. But all LeBron James has to do is say, hey, you know what? All these reports are crazy. Of course I want to stay with the Lakers. You can dismiss it with one statement, but he's not going to do that.
He's always had leverage. This is the first time it feels like he has, I'm not saying he doesn't have any leverage, less leverage than he's had in the past.
I will say he doesn't have any leverage because it's Luka Doncic's team now. He is the future, and the Lakers are under new ownership. All of a sudden, maybe the old rules don't apply. You bring a new ownership in, concerned about this team, its viability. How can we win the next championship? LeBron James, yeah, he's still really good now, but this team is moving forward without him.
So you heard what he had to say. Folks, first of all, part of this surprises me and part of this doesn't. I'm a huge Formula One fan. Okay. Lewis Hamilton won probably 6 of his 7 championships, I think all 7, with Mercedes, right? Just incredible career with AMG, Mercedes-Benz. And then all of a sudden, he announced to Toto Wolff that he wants to go sign with Ferrari. Mind you, this is the face of the sport. Certainly the biggest guy at Mercedes. The minute that announcement came, do you know what started happening? Slowly throughout his final season, they started shifting focus from Lewis to George. And by the end of the season, Lewis was no longer the focus. Even though he had been there for all of these years and helped build them into what they were, they started shifting the focus because they said, look, man, you're on your way out. You're going to a competitor. And we have to show the guy that's still here that he is the number one focus right now for the team. And that's what they did. I was surprised, but that's what they did. In the case of LeBron and the Lakers, two things are happening. One, the Lakers are doing that by shifting the focus to Luka. This gentleman mentioned the role that the new management may be playing. But I have to say this, though. It doesn't change the fact that I am still surprised at how the Lakers are showing LeBron James the door. I mean, it really is surprising, given all of the concessions that they made over his tenure with the team. If you think about the things the Lakers have done to make LeBron James happy, it's still shocking to see how they just switched it up on him. They got him the coaches that he wanted. They fired Frank Vogel. They got him Darvin Ham. Darvin Ham wasn't good enough. They hired a podcaster. They got him. They had his son to the team. They brought Westbrook. All of these things, bringing clutch clients to the team and all of these things. And it seems like the moment Luka Doncic walked through the door, everything changed. It almost makes one think that maybe they were tolerating LeBron until a better situation showed up. And that's exactly what it looks like, because now he seems to be an afterthought. And by the Lakers not extending that contract, that's a big thing. By the Lakers not extending offering LeBron James an extension, they've essentially forced him into retirement unless he decides to go play with another team. They've essentially done that. And personally, I don't think he's going to give them the parade. No. I don't think he's going to do his farewell tour at the Lakers. I don't believe so. Because I feel like him and his camp feel like he has been disrespected and taken for granted. One of the reports said by Dave McMenamin, they feel like LeBron feels like everything that he's done for the Lakers organization, he expected them to handle this situation with a little bit more nuance. And what this is saying is that maybe the Lakers feel like he hasn't done as much as he thinks he has. LeBron's playoff record with the Lakers since he's been a Lakers, 28-25, basically a 500 playoff record. A 500 playoff record. They've seen various iterations with him and different players, and it still hasn't yielded any results. One championship in 7 years, and some people even question the validity and credibility of that championship in itself. When you're playing against the depleted Miami Heat in the NBA Finals, and you want to twerk it up all over the table for that one? Y'all are out here pouring honey all over each other's bellies for that? Come on, man, knock it off. So,